What's good? My name is Kana Perry, and this is an all-new episode of Relations.
Say it with me now, Alpha Male God 51 Spade. We back. It is Relations. Hey, you new to the channel, man. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Help us help you. Help you help us. I like that.
Yes, please. A lot going on in the world this week. We have to start with the Grammys, which aired last Sunday. Listen, I tuned in because I already know what you're going to say. Politics. I needed to tune in this year for one reason and one reason only. Actually, two. Those two reasons are Kendrick Lamar and the Clipse.
I think the consensus, first of all, we already know it's politics. But, I think the consensus was that everybody wanted Clipse to win. I looked it up. I actually didn't even think Kendrick was going to be in the running because he actually just makes the cutoff date, which is November, September. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere around there where he rightfully just slides in. And when he slid in, I knew that was a problem right there. I was like, if he slid in right there, that was a problem. We made a friendly wager a little bit. She lost, and that's why she upset. It ain't had nothing to do about her just wanting to sit there and say that. It wasn't about
being upset, though. It was more about finally having a definitive with myself. And I feel like the audience was definitive about the Clipse album. When it came out, I think everybody's consensus was, this is it. This is what hip hop has been missing. I'm not saying that Kendrick didn't give us the same thing, but Kendrick gave us what he gave us at a different time. And you're right, that was last year. That was actually 24. 25 belongs to let God sort them out.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that it is still politics and they still gonna push in who they want to push in. So for instance, like the reason I'm saying that is like, how convenient that Pusha T comes in the Epstein files at that particular time. You see what I'm saying? Now keep in mind, this is like, I think the files like 2017, this and that, implementing him and Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z was big at that point in time when the files came in, or even like Pusha T knowing. So anybody with common sense, it's not about me just diving into that. What I'm saying is people with common sense, you should know that that was already an agenda itself that already let me know Kendrick had that and it was good to go.
Not that much mattered, because I would like to say as many people that are mentioning the Epstein files, out of 5,000 of my friends, there's only one that I feel like read them. And that's because she read hers out loud. So he can be in the Epstein files. If we went out and something happened, we were there. It doesn't mean we participated. So I get what you're saying. It's contributing to the politics of things.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. I get it and I understand that, but that already let me know their agenda. That already let me know that they was gonna win. And like I said,
like Kendrick was gonna win.
Yeah,
they still did get an award though.
But that's what I'm saying. But it was already said, or at least I said, I was like, either he'll get rap album of the year and then they'll get song of the year or something like that.
It was actually best rap performance. So that is the actual Grammy that Let God Sort 'Em Out won, was for best rap performance. But when we talk about Kendrick's accolades, when it comes to the Grammys, then we're talking about album of the year.
Correct.
And
but I still got to congratulate Kendrick because he's big time now. Yes. Like really at the end of the day, Kendrick definitely proved that he meant what he said. There ain't no big three. It's just big me.
Yeah.
And he stood on business and he got it. And right now, there ain't no other rapper that got more Grammys than him.
There isn't. And I'm okay with it. Like, that's the good thing. It's kind of like, speaking of the Super Bowl being tomorrow, it's kind of like having two great teams play in the Super Bowl, and it doesn't really matter who wins for you personally, because you think they're both great teams and you're not going to be upset either one. I really felt that way about Let God Sort 'Em Out and the Kendrick record, and was it GNX? At this point, you see how it's like, that's my point. I can name the songs on GNX quicker than I can name GNX. And that's not because it wasn't a great project. It just, in the time period that it came out, everywhere, GNX. Now it's let God sort them out. So it's just that little bit, but I'm not upset or disappointed that Kendrick took it. He worked for it. He deserves it.
Most people are casual music listeners anyway. I can name the exact same amount of GNX as I can with Let God Sort Them Out. I'm just saying most people are casual fans, you know what I'm saying? And they're a prisoner of the moment. So
that's what the machine is running off of, that moment. Because you have a valid point.
It's not always
you got casual listeners and things like that, people who really don't know and break down. But I think that's what's really turning the machine, because that's definitely turning the charts. It's what's current, what's now, what are people playing in the moment. And so not like Us went away or any of the other tracks. They're still very relevant, very good songs. But I mean,
it's the
music is always tied into time, also.
But it's
perfectly.
Also to give the people their accolades, and like I said, he came in
their flowers.
He came in on the last little minute.
He made the deadline.
So he made the deadline.
Yeah.
And hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anything else worldly?
That happened this week, besides all the crazy, riveting topics of some of the podcasts that we watched this week. I think that was the biggest piece of news. The other stuff we don't want to mention because we don't want to give energy to it. But I've already mentioned we've got the Grammys, we got the Super Bowl tomorrow. Is there anything you want to say in reference to the Super Bowl? Are you going for a particular team? I'm a player person, so I think we all know who I'm rooting for. But is there anybody that you would like to...
Fuck both them teams. I don't give a fuck.
You're not rooting for either one?
I mean, once your team get put out, I'm a true fan. So once your team get put out, I'm just now a spectator. Right. I'm not no rider of just like, I like players. I get it. I understand this and that, but I'm not finna be sitting here like this. But I will say this, like, I done seen enough of the Patriots win it, so I'm cool with.
You're gonna go with the underdog.
I'm cool with.
Seahawks aren't really an underdog.
I'm cool with Seahawks. I never called them no underdog. I'm gonna let them tear you up for that. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, and I got a homeboy that's from Seattle. You know what I'm saying? What up, B? You know what I'm saying? I got you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and ride out, my dog. You know what I'm saying? My dog from Seattle, so you know what I'm saying? So. Me and B, I'm quite sure we riding out. I had another homeboy that was going for the Chicago Bears. My bad team.
They got put out.
So we'll ride with that.
Well, let's tie this into the word moment. You know what I'm saying? There's a moment going on in this country. And again, for this show, we kind of like to stay away from politics. So I'm going to just go around it a little bit. So the halftime performer at the Super Bowl tomorrow is Bad Bunny, who happens to be a native of Puerto Rico, right? Our hard-working Puerto Rican, good-loving Puerto Rican people. We have him performing for the Super Bowl, and the consensus is the surprise performer will be none other than my girl Cardi B. And so since we're going to talk about Cardi B, then we have to talk about Stephon Diggs, who happens to play for the New England Patriots, right? Right. So that's who I'm going for. I just think it's all tied into the culture. I think it's going to be a great moment when we see Bad Bunny, when we see Cardi B, and then Stephon Diggs scores. He does his little end zone dance. He wins the Super Bowl, and we just created this moment that's bigger than life. Not to mention that Cardi B made her appearance on SNL wearing the Dominican flag. So I'm just tying these things in together as a bigger moment than the actual Super Bowl itself. I'm talking about a feeling that we're going to get from, Stephon Diggs winning that Super Bowl after the performance of Bad Bunny featuring Cardi B. And again, this hasn't happened yet. This is just everybody's consensus that it's going to happen. And I think it would fit the moment perfectly, especially because Cardi B's nemesis has been licking the big orange man's feet. So to see her on the screen tomorrow, all again ties into the moment. And my rant stops there.
I don't get no interest or entertainment into any of that. Let's move on to the next thing.
So besides all that stuff, what we like to do is keep up with things that we think is interesting and that you think you might be interested in. So we're going to play first a clip that is titled Mandy B's Polyamory Truth Bomb. Here goes.
I'm a poly person.
Okay.
Poly pocket. I'm non-monogamous ethically.
Okay.
So I'm an ethically non-monogamous person. Okay. So my partners all know about each other and they do.
How many partners do you have right now? Just two?
Two. Just two right now. I just broke up with one.
So you had three?
I had three. I had two. Then one stepped up, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Isn't that a lot to manage, no?
No.
Yeah. You and Neo got a lot of time.
That's
You and
crazy.
Neo
Yes.
don't have all that
You know
time.
what's crazy? I am actually so proud of Neo for the most recent.
Okay, so we're gonna stop here real quick. I'll play some more. So kudos to her. It's not that she hasn't spoken up about polyamory before, because she has, but I think now the conversation even is more relevant and more important coming from a woman, because Neo, who she mentioned in this clip, who she's just about to say she's very proud of, it's taken a heavy hit and a lot of opinions coming his way about his lifestyle. So to hear a woman step up and also say, hey, I'm a polyamorous person, is refreshing. And I think it's going to be great for audiences to hear from a man and a woman.
I mean, men and women don't get the same just due. But I will say this, even when it pertains to that, I mean, women can say a lot of things that men can't, but Neo called a lot of backlash, and I'm quite sure she's going to catch the exact same backlash herself. If I'm being completely honest, she's going to catch the same. Like, I get why you're saying that, but I would say a lot of people are not really that familiar with poly to champion it. That's really my main point behind it, to champion the lifestyle, what goes on with it, and a lot of them don't even agree with it. And I'm quite sure once you continue to play that, you'll see what I mean.
I'm okay with people not agreeing with the lifestyle up front. I would prefer them not to. I would prefer them first take it out of a negative connotation to first learn about what it really is. They're going to bring up some clips in here that are really should resonate with our audience, that many of you are already polyamorous. Let's check back in.
Recent way he explained and expressed finally himself.
What did he say?
I think, what show was he on? It was one of the daytime talk shows, and I feel bad for him because now every time he fucking sits down, he has to explain his relationship. I hate that.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't jump in quick enough to have him on my show, because now I feel like it's just redundant. But I think, and it's what I've been saying, I think the same way we have co-hosts, two parents, maybe multiple siblings, multiple friends, I think it's the same way we could have romantic partnerships. So the same way you juggle all your other relationships is the same way I choose to juggle my romantic partnerships.
It'd be a lot sometimes.
I mean, did you want to hear more?
Go ahead.
He did say something interesting at this point, so I may have cut it off too early. Here we go.
Though, right? Because you're dealing with multiple.
It's only a lot. It's only a lot when you don't put your motherfucking foot down. So when something no longer serves me, or I feel like they're ruining my peace, and this isn't fun anymore, like, I believe in creating memories and having a good time with my partners. So as soon as it starts feeling like a job or a chore to be around you, or I'm not happy, hey baby, this ain't working for me. We can work on fixing it, but if you're not in even the space to do so or have the capacity to do so, I'm gonna let you go ruin somebody else's life. You ain't gonna ruin mine.
So this is the polyamorous lifestyle.
Of a woman who also isn't looking for a man to come in and fucking save me. Like, I'm not a woman who needs a man to come in and pay my bills.
You like men and women?
I like both, yes.
Okay.
So, but I don't date women. I have fun with women, but I don't date
So
women.
you have sex with women?
Yeah, goddamn, okay, yes.
Right there.
I like...
She said a whole lot.
and that's my point right there. Like, no man could like, the things that men get ostracized about or get jumped on about is the exact same thing that she said. Because if you think about it, like, what do men do? We have fun with women. But no man can go out there and say, no, I don't like being in a relationship with no woman, but I like to have fun with them. I mean, he would get nailed to a cross. You know what I'm saying? I get she's on a radio show, she's saying her side and everything like that. But I will give her props as far as like saying like, I feel like nowadays that works if people are honest as far as like saying because most people to me are in poly relationships because they ain't honest. That's the problem. Like they'll have an issue with poly, but now look what we have. We have social media that gives everybody access to everything, especially women. So women, you know, by default, I mean, they've been knowing how to play the game since the beginning of time. You got someone to help you fix your car, someone to help you with your rent, someone to help you go get some food. Like women been doing this and then the one that knock your back in. All those ain't the same men.
No, they're not.
All those ain't the same
Which
men.
was my point with saying I think a lot of us are, I don't want to call anybody polyamorous that isn't, but we're practicing a lot of the same things that you would practice if you were in a lifestyle of polyamory. Point blank period. If you've ever just said, hey, I'm dating. And I was talking to a young lady just recently and said, girl, I was on a date yesterday, came home, got dressed and went on another one. People might separate that from polyamory because she's just dating. She's not in a relationship. But I bet she didn't tell the person she was on a date with that she's going to go home, get dressed, and go on another date.
Because she's going to say that I'm dating. That's why. She's going to say, I'm not in a relationship with that person. So
she doesn't owe that person that.
She doesn't owe that person that.
The actual practice of consciously being able to bounce from dinner to bowling to calling the guy now that you're comfortable with to come tap that ass after you just came off of your date, that is an active practice of finding comfort or different kinds of comfort from different people. It's just like your coworkers at work. There's a coworker that you'll ask if you get stuck on something, but you're not going to ask that same coworker to go with you to lunch. You want to go to lunch with your homegirl that might roll up on break. So you have coworkers that fit certain needs. You have friends that fit certain needs. By the way, I wouldn't choose the girl I've known since 3rd grade to go to the beach with me. Why? Because she's going to be there an hour. She's going to be ready to go. And she going to have a drink when she first get there. So in 30 minutes in, she don't want to go in the water. She's laying around on the beach like a beach whale. I'm going to call my homegirl who I know likes to go swimming. She want to do the whole beach thing with the canopy and the chairs. It's not saying I like one friend more than the other. It's saying that this friend fits the beach and that friend fits wine tasting. Gotcha. That's all.
Yeah, but in relationship, okay, and this has always been my issue with this whole thing. In relationship, particularly, and I can't say men because I know, I'm not trying to make it gender specific, but I'm just saying for women will say, I should be enough, like for everything. Like this is always the consensus that I always hear. Like, I'm his friend, I'm his sex slave, I'm his this, I'm that, like everything. But when they get cheated on, then they want to know, well, what did this chick have that? But I'm like, but you his everything.
You can't be everything.
Remember, you his everything. See, he might have wanted to get beat. He might have wanted a ball in his mouth. There was certain things sexually that he might have liked. Yeah. Because the reason I mentioned that is because Mandy liked to peg dudes. Like,
yeah, so she dates.
So don't look at me like I don't.
You are right.
Like I don't know. Like y'all you about to act like I went somewhere left.
I forgot about that.
That I know exactly where I was going. So what I'm saying is, but she deals with guys that's multiple guys. So I've heard her say that there's guys that I don't peg because they ain't into that. And then there's guys that I do. You understand what I'm saying? So that means she's dealing with two different type of men.
She is.
You understand what I'm saying? But my question, and I'm not saying it can't be done. It's like, but she's cutting the switch on and off because she's becoming a pillow princess for one person, then becoming a dom for another person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like I said, with women, they'll say that I'm everything.
It's impossible. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, I do think it's impossible because it's like, it's not the same. I don't like, my favorite food is seafood. I don't like eating seafood 365.
But I think it's really weird that we understand those terms when we're talking about food, or we're talking about a company doesn't even have one person to do every job. They spend millions of dollars hiring people to do specific things to make it all work together for their good. And all that is pretty normal. People are like, yeah, she's right. But when it comes to relationships, when it comes to human beings, that instinct, that side of us just cuts off.
They don't cut off.
You belong to me, I belong to you. I'm the person that can get you off. You're the only person that can get me off. And it is total BS. It is bullshit. It is pretend.
Because people like to lie.
And I try to stay away from the word lie. This is why.
Okay, before you go any further, let me just stop you right here.
Okay.
So
it's conditioning, by the way.
What?
Conditioning, meaning people grow up eating breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's a whole conversation if you have breakfast for dinner. I mean, it's a topic. Girl, we had breakfast for dinner. It's not something you do and don't talk about it because it's not normal.
Well, I wasn't even finna say that. I was finna actually help you with your argument when you were saying lie. Now, it might punch your holes in your shit, but for instance, I'm gonna bring up something that she said. She was like, hey, you got 2 coworkers. I have multiple friends. But when it comes to a partner, you can't have multiple partners and you can't love more than one partner. Now, on the guy end, I know for a fact, even as a guy, you can love one woman, then love another one. They might be totally, but you're going to love them total different ways. I get that, I understand that. I'm not so sure that applies with women. But then she brought up children. You got multiple children. Now, if I'm dating somebody and I got 2 women, someone ain't going to be like, which one of those you like better? Because if I had 2 kids or 3 kids or 5 kids, you ain't gonna be like, hey, which one of those is you understand what I'm saying? And even if someone asks me that, deep down, now this is what I'm talking about honesty. Deep down, someone probably do have a favorite. The kids don't know the favorite. Some of the kids might know the favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a sister. Your sister might have said to you, oh, you mom favorite. You always up. Or you might feel opposite. I don't really know. You see what I'm saying? I got 2 kids. Started off one way, ended up being another way. You see what I'm saying? But if someone was to ask me that, the consensus is that you're going to say, I love them equally.
The common answer is, I love both of my kids the same.
Correct.
But
that's a lie.
That's what I'm saying. Parents aren't going to walk around with a lie on their forehead. And you cannot label a parent a liar because they have a favorite kid, but they tell people they love their kids equally. That's why I said I wanted to move away from the word lie, because it's very thin line. I can get a lie as a lie, but you don't want to stand somebody, hey, she cheated and she lied about it, next to a parent who said, I love my kids equally, and say those are both the same, because they're not. One is an act of conditioning, an act of societal expectations, decency. We don't live like Cinderella and her stepsisters, where Cinderella's in the basement because that's the one you don't like, and then you're treating the other 2 like princesses. We don't live in that type of world, nor is it acceptable, nor do we ever want it to be, because we're looking for the truth, because that would be indecent. You don't want to do that. We live in a world where we are just passing on or living in a way that we have been taught from generation to generation to generation. And it's just decent to say, I love both of my kids. And I don't expect anything different from a parent. But the truth of the matter is, we do have to find a way. For perfect example, there's a church group. And in the church group, there's a singer. Well, the singer sucks. Sucks to say church group and singer sucks in the same sentence. But I'm a part of a church group, but I also work in music. So I can't help but be in here and say, oh my God, she's so off key. But the church would say it wouldn't be decent to pull this person to the side and say you're singing off key, because why? She's singing about the Lord. So it's all in reference to the context of the conversation that's going to dictate what you say and how you say it. That's all. But I do believe for us to function in transparency, we have to find a way around that. I'm not pretending to know how to find a way around that, because you're right. You can't walk into a bar and make an announcement and say, you know what, before I talk to anybody, I'm not really interested in marriage. I'm not interested in more than one date. Usually I screw you 3 times and I don't call you back. In that case, you would never land anybody. But I would hate to call a man who wants to tell the truth, who doesn't get any results from the truth, that he's a liar. He is, but I need to find a way to make him not, and find a way to ride that very thin line in a way that still keeps him decent.
Gotcha. You see the difference, ladies and gentlemen? Women and they delusion.
It's not delusion.
I let you talk. I didn't even interrupt you. Women and they delusion, and men and they truth. Men have to sit in their truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like what she just said. Like, when a man is fat, he's fat. He's told that. When a man is broke, he's broke. He's told that too. These are like truths. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's worried about, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me tiptoe. Let me be kind and decent and not let him know his bottom stomach is hanging out. Like, no one, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it's come to a man. But all of a sudden, when it's women, you know what I'm saying? She's really off key. Hey, you know what I'm saying? She's not fat. She's just obese. You know what I'm saying? She's a cookie away from, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you trying to say. The reality of it is, it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? You conditioned to lie. You know, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. Let me show you how parents even rectify like lying. How they don't even like the lie. Christmas is a good example of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Every parent that's getting those gifts, we are told, conditioned to say, hey, Santa Claus, and all this other type shit, the Easter Bunny, all it, you know, it's lies. You know what I'm saying? Remember I told you this. But there is always going to be a parent that say, what do they say, y'all?
Fuck Santa.
Santa ain't get them goddamn gifts. I did. You know what I'm saying? Know why? Because they don't want to lie. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's a certain amount of reality.
I get it. And I'm not taking away from what you're saying. I'm just showing you the side of conditioning also come with lies. You know what I'm saying? You can dress it up and paint it any type of way that you want to. The reason I'm saying is because the reason I brought up man is because no knock to women. You do whatever you want to do. Women enhance themselves, this and that. But right now, come on, let's be real now. You know what I'm saying? You have women who wear fake eyelashes, fake eyes, lips are fake, breasts are fake. And there's a point in time when I just ask, what is real? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a point in time, like, what you're talking about, that kind and decent shit that you're trying to tiptoe around, that's what I'm trying to tiptoe around. So I'm not trying to force you to lie to me. You know what I'm saying? But I know this shit on you ain't you. It's a costume. You know what I'm saying? I know this shit on you ain't real. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's bought, but you walk around with the perception to try to act like it's real.
And I really do think the act of polyamory, not the discussion of polyamory, not really the act, but the discussion of this will help us find our way to that. Not the sex of it all, because that's the first thing.
I mean, you gotta be educated.
Right. Not the sex of it all. I'm talking about just realizing that your connections with multiple people isn't a negative. It's not a negative. And if you think about all the connections you have in different aspects of your life, and then try to convince yourself that that shouldn't apply to actual relationships that you wake up and go to sleep with, you might want to rethink that.
Correct.
Let's move on to our next topic. And I like this topic. I like the name of the topic of the show is, You're Unpleasant to Date. This one I really, really like, because I have some horrible, horrible experiences in the dating phase, which is really weird. Really, really weird. Weird, because when you're just dating, to me, it's the equivalent of showing up for an interview for a job. You go through, what should I wear? You want to make sure there's no wrinkles, hair looks good, you smell good, makeup on point. And then when the guy across from you that's interviewing you says, do you have transportation to get back and forth to work? It's kind of like, well, duh, of course. But that is not what you get. the first day of dating, I got 3 kids, 3 baby daddies. I've got this issue. I'm on medication. You get, speaking of transparency, you get the whole long list of reasons why they shouldn't be.
That depends.
Well, let's see what
That depends.
let's see what they have to say about it. The actual show it comes from. Here we go.
You do get caught in the verbiage. Like, I'll give y'all another example, right?
Right.
On this show, or just in any relationship podcast, the word submissive, always comes up, right? And
Right.
women, they hate that word.
Not necessarily.
Okay, hear me out. They hate that word submissive. But if we replace that word with cooperative, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. Like, you know, we get so caught up in the verbiage sometimes. Just like, that's like, you know, from training to teaching to leading. So y'all say, a lot of women say they want a man to lead. Leading can look like a form of training. Like, it don't gotta be, y'all look at that training as like very militant, like he's trying to control me, he's trying to dictate what I can do.
Because that's what the word train is.
Again, y'all getting caught in the verbiage. Like, you know, if he could use another word, like I could teach you. Like, it's the same thing. Training and teaching is the same thing.
I just feel like it's the way, the delivery of what you say, how you say it. It's also because, like they say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If you say, hey, babe, listen, let me show you how to love me, like in a gentle way, in a gentle form, why would I take that offensive? But if it's like, bitch, you need to learn how to love, like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine the difference in between that. You get what I'm saying? There's some men that come off aggressive like that, that just, it's like, what are you doing? Like, why would you even say, why would you think of your girl?
Apply for a job, you gotta go through training. You don't have a problem with that.
Of course.
You ain't never look at your
Because now-
like, damn, you trying to train me, you trying to dictate what I'm trying to, like, you trying to
Okay,
control
but
me,
that's
bro.
not that's the difference. I have to go through this training in order to get the job. This, I don't have to go through a training in order to get you, because when I got you, you wanted me and I wanted you, and that was originally the thing.
No, this is a lack of respect. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the women, they don't actually view.
So I'm going to do a different segue because I know you can edit some of this out. Our next topic is, the topic of the show is you're unpleasant to date, but where we're really going to start the clip at is some of the reasons why women are unpleasant
You
to
don't
date.
even have to veer from that. I got plenty to say about that.
Well, I'm glad, but this was one of the main reasons why women are unpleasant to date. Just the basic, not the wordplay and the words that you have to choose.
But we have to talk,
not to get triggered.
But we have to talk. But we have to talk about that. And the reason why I wanted to stay right here, based on just that, and based on, I've had issues, especially now when you're talking about the now dating world and the way people are inhumane, and everything is about them. Nothing is a us, a we. Together, everything. Well, you make me feel this way. And there's a lot of people now that say, well, you need to go to therapy. The therapists even tell you, look out for yourself. And when you listen to now people talk, that's the stance. Well, this word triggers me, so it makes me feel like this. So I got to walk around eggshells because I don't walk around eggshells, but I'm just giving the example of now I got to walk around eggshells because you don't know the difference between teaching and training, because you don't know they're the same, they mean the same thing. But no, I prefer someone to tell me, like, listen, like, this is an issue today that's going forward just the divide itself. That's why I really wanted to stay like right here, because the divide itself is like, now
the communication.
Just the communication itself. Me talking to you saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me train you. Train me. I'm not no dog. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much where she was going with it.
Yeah.
But then flipped it around, was like, but you go to a job for training. But you don't have no issue with going with that. Well, I need that. You need a man too. We need each other. That's just the reality of it. The reason the dating pool and people are unruly and everything now, everything is me. It's me, how I feel about this. I don't like the way you talking. And I get it. You can set standards. You can even have a conversation with someone. Like if I had a conversation with somebody right now, I'll even go racial. I have a conversation with someone, obviously it's this thing in this world where people say the N-word. And then you have white people, Mexicans, and now we're like, who can say this and who can't say that? We can all say, no one need to say it. But if I hear someone white or Mexican say it, I am going to address that and say, hey, that's making me feel uncomfortable. Don't use that around me. I can communicate that. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just saying, respect me in my space on what I got going on. I don't have to be angry. I don't have to be belligerent. I don't have to go over the top with it. But now when you're having those conversations, like, it's a conversation based on, like, women acting like you have to use certain words now just to communicate with them.
Yeah, they are very, very brazen. They also have very high expectations, but they don't present themselves in a way that I feel like they should have that expectation. And I know that sounds bad, because a person can have all the expectations for themselves that they want to. I do know this. You can't show up for a job that's offering $250,000 a year to do science and just show up and say, well, I just do data entry, but I can learn. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get the job. You have to show up with the qualifications that the job is putting out. Furthermore, you're going to work that job until you retire, hopefully. You also only work that job 8 hours a day. But you've deemed that more important to meet that job's expectations than you are your relationship expectations. And you're going to be in your relationship, we hope, till death. When you are in a relationship, and again, I would be talking about the type of relationship I'm in because I'm married. I made an agreement with that man till death do us part. I only made an agreement with the corporate job I'm working until some shit pop off that go wrong that I can't deal with no more. She said something, I have to have the job. No, you don't. And they don't have to have you, because at a moment you're not conforming to the person they want you to be, you're gone. So I feel like you should be doing way more in your relationship expectations than you would do on your job. In the job, I'm going to do exactly what they got on this list. No more, no less.
And that's my issue with that. And that's what I'm talking about. Because a man will ask, he don't want his woman to dress a certain way. It's because I'm glad you brought that up. And she'll be like, well, who do you think you are? You my daddy? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to dress any type I want to, any way I want to. But you'll go to a job and they will give you a dress code
and you'll do it,
and there's no pushback. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a matter of, and I've been saying this for a long time. It's like sometimes too much freedom. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time too much freedom. I was watching Carlos Miller not too long ago when he was on a podcast, and he was like, man, y'all women in America don't realize how good y'all got it. And they was looking at him like he had three ears and shit like that. He like talking. Y'all just on here talking. Ankles out, breasts out, the whole nine. You can't do that shit in other countries.
You sure can.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times they don't understand that, and you don't get that. It's all right to have your standards. It's all right for you to say a way you want to be treated. And I have no issue with that. But there still got to be a level of not delusion. Like, delusion can't be like one of those things that is just, you just like, well, I'm just stuck in my ways. You understand? Like, stuck in your ways a lot of times. Hey, look at a lot of those people in old folks' home. They got stuck in their ways and they by themselves. They dying by themselves because no one want to deal with them.
No one can.
That's the reality of it.
Yeah. No, I think you're exactly right. Let's listen to more just so we can pick up on some of the other things that make these particular women very unpleasant to date.
It's correct, and I'm not saying it's something that we should do, but it's something that we had to learn to have to do, that now we are stuck in this type of mentality of, I have to do this, I didn't men are intimidated by it. And it's like almost like the men that don't have to do that. They don't like strong women. That's not true. That's not true. Or you're trying to be a man. Like, I'm not trying to be. I don't feel that. I don't agree with that. I don't feel like men don't like strong women that way.
She's not even co-signing her.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't feel that way, that's amazing. But there's some men that are intimidated by strong women.
No, I don't feel like it. I feel like
you speak for yourself though, because if somebody else, you can't speak for another man.
So who are you speaking for then?
Myself.
Okay, so then you can only speak for yourself.
That's what I said.
So then, but you say most men like
most of the men I've dealt with were intimidated by me. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I just said. I worded it and said it again. Most men that I've dated are intimidated by my strong will. I don't feel that way. It's been known. It's known.
This is sad, man.
That ain't strong will. That's just, I've met women like her who
Me too. Got rid of them too.
got dressed up and left the house louder than their voice. So if and now the listeners can't see this, but if you could see this person,
Ratchet.
yeah,
She looked ratchet.
her outfit speaks volumes before she even says anything else. You could tell she wants to make a statement and she wants to be seen. And I don't know. I think quality men probably, that's not something that they're looking for. A lot of these type of women always complain about men, but they're attracting the exact man that they want to push away because of the way they're carrying themselves.
A weaker man.
Yeah, I mean, no quality man, not my guy, the alpha male, the clean, intelligent man I know would not look at her when she walked into a room. He wouldn't even look at her. More or less, if they were having a conversation, be attracted to how she speaks. So I would say that most quality men wouldn't even choose her. So the men who are being attracted to her are weaker. And it's the man that she doesn't want, but she can't fix that because she's so stuck in, this is how I want to be talked to, and this is what I expect. And she's not humble, and she's definitely not submissive, and she definitely doesn't know how to be in the presence of a quality man. Not any man, a quality man.
I done told y'all, too much freedom. This is what this boiled down to. It boiled down to too much freedom. And I hate to say it like that. And hey, you're entitled to feel how you want to feel. I'm not even going to go on the side of saying, hey, she need to change her mind, this and that. Sometimes people got to crash out. I'm always a believer that if you got to crash out the hard way because she says she don't need a man, but guess what? She don't have a man. I doubt she could even get a man. Now, of course, you always going to have guys out here that's going to want to have fun. They're going to have sex. They're going to want to do those things. That's not the same as having an actual man. And then if, let's say, for instance, if she was out somewhere and needed help and she was getting beat up, this is the same woman that's going to be out, ain't no real men out here, no one to help me. Yeah, and if I turned to her and said, I saw your interview and I recall you saying you didn't need a man. Right. And you understand what I'm saying? Like, I could turn this totally around. So you have to remember that in today's, I just think the humanity of people a lot of times just to be kind, be nice, also
agreeable, friendly.
Yeah, like everything don't have to be a disagreement. And it just seems like just listening to that and listening to her, everything is a disagreement. I don't agree with that. And her friend jumped off her ship and was like, I don't agree with that. And sitting there saying like a man is intimidated by her. Listen, I know a lot of men, you know what I'm saying? I am one. There's nothing about her that looks intimidating. I know y'all can't see her, but there's nothing about her that's intimidating. There's nothing about her that even requires that. I agree with Kana. Any man that she's attracting, they're gonna be a weaker man because a strong man is just gonna walk away from that. Yeah, because he's not gonna want that in his presence. He's not gonna want any of that to be associated with. And I just wanted to tackle that just on the realm of a lot of times this ain't even really necessary. It's not really necessary. We have to learn how to treat one another, and we need each other. It's not about, you can have your standards, you can have all those things, but we need each other. Men need women, women need men, and this is just how it go. So with that, man, we're gonna roll into one more topic because I know my co-host was anxious to get to this one. And I'm gonna do like how my daughter say, this one gonna be story time. And this was an interesting one because this one kind of threw me off. And it's almost in the same realm, almost. But I just need y'all to check out this story and we're gonna listen to it and then we're gonna give feedback.
In the middle of our workout at the gym because he tried to play in my face. Yeah, to give you a little backstory, this man has been following me. I met him once a while ago. He's been following me. I made a post about needing to get back in the gym and how I'm being inconsistent. He was like, I can help you. I took him up on the offer. He's cool. I was like, okay, cool. Let's just be gym buddies. That's it. Like, I need somebody to hold me accountable. and that's fine. So we did go work out. Everything was cool. The first time we worked out, it was good. I was like, hey, you want to do this again? Like, it was cool. Now, after the workout session, he did express romantic interest. Do I know that men are attracted to me? Yes. I'm not stupid doodle dumb. But does that mean I'm about to be with you, date you? No, we're just doing the gym thing. I very much keep men at an arm's length and a distance at all times. But he was like, you know, if you ever want to go on a date, I am feeling you. I was like, I know you were attracted to me because, again, I'm not stupid. But I'm like, let's do the gym thing. I think this is good. I'm not really looking at, date right now. We're just going to be gym buddies. So we're in the gym today, right? We're doing our workout. Everything's going well. And then there was this woman that approached him. So I don't say nothing. I just kind of looked at her. Now, she did look my way, and she was like, hey, I saw you. And I was like, oh, my God, that's my dad. Turns out the woman is his daughter. Now, we had just talked about the daughter, I think, the first time we worked out, we talked about the daughter. So I'm familiar with her. She's not familiar with me, right? So they're having about a 3-minute conversation. They chopping it up, as they should. But at no point during this conversation did he even look over to me or did he even say, oh, hey, that's my friend Sheila. We're working out. Simple. We're gym buddies. All you could have did was introduce me.
You want to.
But you didn't. So she walks away and he kind of seems like we're about to continue this workout. To which I got off the machine and I was like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable with that. I felt very unseen. Like, we're platonic friends and you could have just introduced me. Now, you did express romantic interest. And with you having romantic interest, you should have for sure introduced me. Which lets me know, like, are you hiding something? You ashamed of me? Because I'm that girl. What you got to be ashamed of? What you hiding me for? I can't be hidden. I show up too big. I thought about interjecting myself, but why would I do that? This is your daughter. You two were having a conversation. You could have just simply turned to me and said, hey, this is Sheila. This is so-and-so. So it lets me know you're not ready for me. If we were to date, you're not the type of man that I need you to be. Because if you express a little romantic interest in me, there was no way that you shouldn't have introduced me to your daughter. You're not trying to for whatever reasons. I don't have time to figure out why. I don't care the reason why. I'm gone. Because you asked me to be here. You reached out to me. You were like, hey, I'm adamant about working out with you. If it was platonic, it could have been an introduction. Either way, I don't play that game. So I left. It looks like I will be going back to work out by myself. But I'm like, if you couldn't stand up and be a man and be a leader and just introduce in the friend stage, there's no future with us. And if it really were friends, if we truly were friends, you could have introduced me. So I don't know what the game is, but I'm not here to play it.
So there we have it. There we have it.
You want to go or you want me to go first?
Right on.
Another person on my long list of people who just don't need to be dating. First of all, the first thing I want to say to you is, if that's a quality man, any real man, they ain't outside trying to make no new friends. What grown man that makes a good income, has his shit together, wants a new gym pal? He's going to call his homeboy. He's going to call someone he's known a long time, that he has someone already for that. So even him showing up at the gym after you said you want something platonic, boring, and you wanted to have a gym buddy, boring. After you said that, he still showed up in hopes of maybe she'll, because I don't believe, if this is a man's man, I don't believe he was like, you know what? She a good woman to work out with. First of all, a gym is one of the places a man can meet another woman. So he definitely ain't trying to be partnered up with his gym buddy for another woman to be looking across the gym at him and to think that you guys are romantically involved. What you want is to take him off the list so don't nobody else mess with him while you decide if you want him or not. Men ain't doing that. And you know what? You put him where you wanted him to be, and he put you where he wanted you to be. That's his baby. What is he introducing his gym buddy to his daughter for? For what? Girl, go ahead.
Delusion is what I'll start off with. This isn't really to bash. I kind of wanted to tackle this from a different standpoint, but it's amazing to me that a lot of times it's amazing that people hear what they want to hear. She understood that she was attractive. She admitted to that. She admitted that she didn't want to be in a relationship. She just wanted a gym buddy. So I was trying to figure out where a friend came into play. She said everything was platonic and such. He made a romantic gesture. And of course, as a man, I do understand this. a lot of times when men are dealing with, and I'm not one of those men, but I do know men do this. Sometimes men use a wear down system. There are times when you can be around a woman and you just constantly asking them out. You constantly just waiting for them to be in a vulnerable moment. And I get it. And I totally understand it. I don't agree with that system, but I know a lot of men use that method a lot of times. When you hear women that be like pretty and then they'll be like, oh, I had this friend, and they believe that the man won't smash him. And then they be like, oh, I'm so heartbroken when I found out that if I offered it to him, that he'll take me up on it. He's a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things ain't really hard to figure out. Mm-hmm. But what I will say is this. He doesn't have any obligations to you. You are not his friend. I'm quite sure, like, if you would have said, hey, we go out, we have drinks, we gonna have dinner, and it's a friendship. Y'all go to the gym together. He says, lift this, put this down. He said, we gonna do this 3 times, a set of 10. You understand what I'm saying? I'm quite sure you want to do a set of 10 on you. Like, that's about it. But his daughter showing up, like, what is he, my question would be, what is he supposed to introduce you is? Like, because I know if I was out with somebody, and let's just say, for instance, I'm playing basketball, my daughter show up. I don't be like, hey, that's Carl, Frank, Hank. That's Philip right there. You know, like, I don't do that. So I'm trying, and she was just like, well, if we was going to get in a relationship,
and
like, and that's the problem. It's like, be in that pretty girl privilege. Sometimes I think them have them off their rocker. They probably was dropped as a child. Because she was like, well, even if you was going to be my man, this wouldn't work out. Because if you agreed to date him, he was going to show up a total different way.
Correct.
So the exact same way that you slotted him somewhere else, he slotted you somewhere else. So game have to recognize game, and you have to also say, I understand that. And I totally get that. Mm-hmm. I don't understand, like, how she didn't get the concept of that. And then it's like, oh, well, I'm cut the workout off. Like, I don't even want to work out no more because I feel unseen. And what did I just say? What did I just say a few minutes ago in the last segment? I was like, we living in this world where everything is me, 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 me. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn how he feel. Because his daughter is his heart. I'm quite sure. Mm-hmm. I have a daughter, so I know my daughter is my heart. I don't introduce my daughter to everybody. My daughter only know the people who's closest to me. And since we lifting weights together, you ain't made it there yet. That's all I'm trying to. Yes. I'm trying to figure that out. Yes. Like we just lifting weights together. We, you know what I'm saying? We on the bouncy ball. We, you know what I'm saying? I'm spotting you. That's it. He had no right to introduce to his daughter, and him sitting there, I'm quite sure, what, a minute or two? Mm-hmm. That's probably all him. That's all he talked.
The thing that really made me mad was she slid him into, he must be hiding something.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Like, what does he have to hide from you? You are his gym buddy. There's nothing to hide. The point is, you are of no importance to him to introduce you to his daughter.
And you turn him down. Turn him down.
Correct. And she's not thinking about the second and third level questions that creates with his daughter. Oh, this is my friend. Mm-hmm. Okay, but she's going to say the same thing I think. Daddy, you're 40, 50 years old. You make new friends. We doing new friends now? Oh. We making friends? Cool. She's going to say something. She might not say it in the moment, but she's a daughter, away, she's going to think something. She's going to say something later, or what's really up with you and old girl?
And I agree.
Something like that.
And I agree with you, because you know what? She would have said, oh, she's pretty. You trying to date her?
Something.
Oh, she's going to say something like that. And I totally do agree with you, because that's kind of like one of those things where people are, you're placing him in a situation where he can only answer the question the way that you gave him.
But yeah, it would definitely cause the daughter and the man now to take that conversation elsewhere when they can talk about something else. Energy is important. So I'm not going to create a conversation about nothing, about absolutely nothing. And now it's taking up my father-daughter time. You are just my gym buddy. There's college, there's other boys she's dealing with, there's her mama, There are things that a daughter and a daughter and a father can talk about. I'm not going to consume her conversations with a person that's of no importance to me. I'm just not going to do that. And our time together, my time together with my daddy or her time together as their time, you're creating a conversation between them that doesn't even need to be had.
So is entitlement something that that we
entitlements,
need to,
expectations, the whole nine.
Is that something that you feel like we are carrying now into this world? Because I feel like now that so many people have options, it's coming with that entitlement. You see what I'm saying? And I've often said before, like she know it herself, because she started off that way saying, I know I'm pretty. I'm not stupid. I understand that men don't know that. And I've said to you before, like sometimes I feel like that pretty girl privilege hit those women a total different way. Mm-hmm. So they ain't used to being told no. They definitely not used to, is she quote unquote said, I feel unseen. You see what I'm saying? I get it, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of times I feel like that's why the delusion for her is hitting totally different, because it's not even logical with what she's saying.
She doesn't want a gym buddy. You know that, right? You know she does not want a gym buddy. She does not want a gym buddy.
At the end of this conversation,
she wants somebody she could take off the market and put his ass through test after test after test and then say, you know what? I can do this. But she doesn't have the right to do that. She has no right to take him out of the jungle, so to speak. And damn right, because that's what it is out there. He's hunting. He is out there hunting. She wants for him to put down his spear and his knife and his rock and show up for her and meet all of her expectations through all of her entitlement, all that pretty privilege, just so she can say, I think. And that's not fair. And you know what? Men are getting sick of it. And that was his way of telling her, this is my baby. We having a conversation and I'll get back to you in a minute. And that's exactly what she deserved. And I'm glad ever since God bless the dead, Kevin Samuels came in and put his foot down, so to speak, these men have woken up and saying, you know what? Now I have expectations. And if you're going to slid me in a slot, I'm going to slid your behind right in the same slot you slid me in. And that's it.
I ain't mad at that. And I feel like now women need to understand that men do have standards. Men do have standards because this is the way that y'all wanted it. Y'all wanted equal rights. Y'all want equal pay. Y'all want all these things to be equal. Well, if you decide that you didn't want to be in a romantic relationship with him, and thinking about that after you said that, yeah, take him off the market to play with him. And I notice a lot of time women do that. Like they'll take you off the market or put you in a transition and say, because if she saw him out with someone, who's to say what she might have said then? Yeah. If he was on a date, but you turned him down, but was he supposed to introduce you to? You understand what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is old girl, my gym buddy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like trying to play a game. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, women, stop playing games.
Please.
Like that, to me, that's just really what this boils down to. Stop playing games, because you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I'm gonna leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna wrap this up on this
perfect way to end the show.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up on this show right here. Hey man, this your boy. Hey, like, subscribe, hit them comments, give us y'all feedback. Relations is back. We worldwide. We on the Perry AMG network. Hey, check out my other channels, Talking Area 51. Sometimes I go into more details. I have my own slots, my own section. I talk about sports. I talk about a little bit of everything. So y'all check me out.
Yes.
You want to stay?
I also have some other pages you can check out. I mean, if you really want to, you can find me at Kana Perry on IG. You can find me at Perks by KP LLC. And you can also find me on Housewives University, showing all you ladies how to get you a man. If you really want one, tune in.
Talking Area 51, Relations, we signing out this. And until next time, man, peace.